here.
Here. Okay, because I've been doing other projects.
She's been cheating on cross
I've
stitch.
been cheating on cross stitch, yes.
You did?
Yesterday, I did.
Wow.
I did. Hi there.
Hi there. Welcome to the Notorious Needle. I'm Sarah. I'm the designer.
I'm Bridget. I'm her mom.
And on this channel, we talk about cross stitch.
Mostly
counted cross stitch. We also talk about
political stuff, maybe.
From a liberal-leaning perspective, and snarky cross stitch, and occasionally knitting or crochet, usually.
And there may be profanity.
Oh, yes,
Just
not
saying.
safe for work. I always forget that part.
Well, I don't, because I'm the one who usually drops it.
So we just got back from StitchCon. So if you are curious about what StitchCon is, you've never been, that was our first time. We did a recap video, and we also did another video, which was over an hour long, all about all the stitchy stuff we found at StitchCon.
Mm-hmm.
But in this video, this is our regular Flosstube for June 2022.
Right. So this is our normal agenda.
So I like to start our Flosstubes with comments from the previous video. Let's see. Lulu. So Penny Tuck wrote, "Always a joy to watch you two ladies. Your interactions make me laugh out loud. That treasure box is great. I found a canvas that will fit my We Believe, and I'm going to mount it like you are doing the pro-choice pattern. I'm kind of slow on my FFOing too. Have fun at StitchCon." Thanks, Penny. We did. We had a lot of fun.
A great time.
And the treasure box she's referring to was the Smalls gift at StitchCon. You can check out our recap video for more on that. And it's a bigger version of this little thing right here in the background. 3D treasure box from Zelda.
Her design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allison Pittman wrote, "I love your Mother Moon, and I just received my Bewitching Cross Stitch book from Thrift Books today. Ooh. It has a ton of beautiful patterns in it. Thank you for helping me find that book. Y'all have a nice weekend." Oh, thanks, Allison.
It does. Joan Elliott has beautiful, beautiful patterns in there. I may end up having to do the dragon as well.
Oh,
you know.
And then just one or two more comments.
Mm-hmm.
Maggie with an I wrote, "New viewer, love the Sal. I'm still on part 1, but planning to focus monogamously for the rest of the month." Awesome, Maggie. Glad to have you aboard. Thank you so much for watching. Let's see.
Thank everybody for watching.
Right? Oh, Nithya, who we met at StitchCon.
We did.
She wrote, "You two are delightful. This is my first time at your channel. Now I get to binge watch your old videos. Yay!" Oh my God, glutton for punishment.
I pity you.
Oh, that's awesome. I love the Sal. It's so fun and bright. Yeah, I picked bright colors. You'll see the Sal here in a minute because it's one of my FFOs.
And one of my whips.
I need to download the latest part. I love that 2x-stitch art piece, Bridget. I love Ilona's patterns. Your variegated floss choices are really lovely.
Oh, thank you.
The 1 point mine small is pretty. Was it hard to stitch it onto black fabric? Actually, no. It was 14 count, so it wasn't that hard. It was plenty big, and I stitched it over a light surface so I could see the holes fine. People freak out about stuff like that, but it wasn't that hard.
Yep, that's a tip that we found from other people. They said just put something light, like a white piece of paper or white fabric.
Or wear white pants.
Yeah.
Or I have pasty pale white legs. That works too. I hear mixed reviews about black fabric. She says, I don't do hate crafts either. Awesome. We do have to power through our purchases. I'll be at StitchCon A. Hope to meet you there. We had so much fun meeting you. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, we met a few of you at StitchCon who watched this channel. Thank you so much for joining us and watching.
And thanks for introducing yourselves to us, because we
never know.
We wouldn't have known otherwise.
It was lovely meeting you.
This is kind of one way,
And we will be watching more of your Flosstubes too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I may never watch TV again.
There's no reason to.
I have all the Flosstubes to watch of the lovely people I met on StitchCon. So
absolutely, I started catching up. My husband is like, "I guess I'm in the garage today." He says, "You took over the TV." I said, "You have a computer. You can go watch crap on your computer."
Right.
He watches bee videos all day, so.
Oh, about beekeeping.
I do not feel bad.
When you say bee videos, I think of like B movies, like old
That
sci-fi.
too.
Yeah.
That too.
I
He
like
watches
those.
bad sci-fi movies,
Yeah.
although usually he saves those to watch with me.
He got me into those.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a really good bad B sci-fi movie, Tank Girl. It's terrible. I love it. I love that stupid movie. Or oh no, a better one, a post-apocalyptic dystopia, A Boy and His Dog.
Oh yeah, that.
There are people who live underground and dress like the Victorian with like the men wear wigs and makeup and stuff.
No, my favorite is
that one's hilarious.
The Amazon Women and the Avocado
Jungle of
Doom.
Doom.
Right, that has Adrienne Barbeau in it.
Yeah.
I think that's her name.
Okay.
Oh my God. Yeah. That is bad. That is one of those
bad movie.
You can MST3K that whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that is so bad. Anyway.
God, do they even, okay. Cross stitch.
Moving on.
Cross stitch, folks. We're focused. No focus has no focus.
We're not focused at all.
Oh hey. So maybe you watched the StitchCon videos and maybe you haven't, but there's something different about you, Bridget.
There is. I cut off all my hair.
It's all gone.
All of it. Well, not all of it, but
it's short.
Yeah. If you watched the last Flosstube,
well, it wasn't really a Flosstube. It was like a StitchCon.
No, the one before
the last
that.
Flosstube.
Last month.
Yes.
Right. I had a hat on, and I explained why I had a hat on at the end. But so the ponytail's gone. Mm-hmm. It's all gone. It's all nice and short and curly, and I love, love, love it.
This is what our hair does when it's short.
I love it.
It curls up. It's cute.
Yep. No more sweating.
No more sweating. Okay, so moving on to stitchy stuff. We want to start with. Do you have any finished cross stitches?
I do not have any finishes.
But I do.
Good for you.
You guys. I never have finishes.
Usually it's me that has the finishes.
But I have two. I have two.
Oh wow.
So the first one was I did a test finish of the We Believe South from 2021 here.
Here. Okay.
So this is finished on a painter's canvas with just thumbtacks.
Cool. Where did you buy the painter's canvas?
Joann's.
Oh, okay.
Michael's has them too. You can get them on Amazon. So I wanted to do the painter's canvas finish for the current Sal, the Pro Choice Sal, but I wanted to try it out first before I told you guys to do it. I don't know what is happening with the hair around my ears, but there we go. So I tested it on this and it came out perfect. I'm really happy with this finish. I love the painter's canvas twofold. It's already on a frame, a square frame, makes it super easy. And the wood that they use in the painter's canvas frames is soft wood, so it's really easy to get the thumbtacks in it, like thumbtacks.
Ah, got it.
Yep. Oh, and another reason why I like this finish is because I didn't end up using any glue gun. You can. It's included in the tutorial in the Pro Choice Sal, but I didn't end up using any glue gun glue or anything like that. Just it's only on there with the thumbtacks, which means that if I really want to, I can take it off of this mounting and I can remount it later in a true frame if I want.
Right, or whatever else you might want to do with it.
Yep, so that's finish number one. And I actually remembered to sign this one. Right there. There you go. I, however, did not remember to sign the next one, which is the Pro Choice.
Typical.
Oh my God. I might just stitch through the canvas and just freaking sign it. So here is the finished Pro Choice Sal.
So that's what all the pieces look like.
All together.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I really like these. This is the Sal that Nithya was talking about that has all the I like the colors. The bright electric blue is my favorite, and I paired it with these beautiful pinks.
Really?
And
you mean this blue here? That's the same as the blue on your pegboard behind us, and half the other stuff in your house. That blue right there.
That blue right there.
Yeah, right.
That's my favorite blue.
Never would have known.
It's my favorite color to stitch with. So
let's see. Can you get it? Yeah, there we go. And both. Shameless plug. Both of these are still available on her website. They are still.
So the Pro Choice Sal will be available in its stitch along format. So you get the Sal, you get the bonus pattern, which is My Uterus is Not a Campaign Promise. I'll insert a picture here. You also get stitching tutorials, like if you've never cross-stitched or back-stitched before. This is cross-stitch and back-stitch. And Also for quarter stitches, there's some quarter stitches in here. There's a tutorial for that in the SAL. And then finally you get this Painter's Canvas Finish tutorial also as part of the SAL.
So
yeah.
Act now, 2 for 1.
Yay, I actually have a finish.
2 finishes.
And again, on this one, I didn't use anything on the back but the thumbtacks. It's in there pretty good. But I mean, you can glue it down. That's an option, using a glue gun, or even just, probably should have
what?
serged the edges or something, but I didn't because I'm a bum. I'm a lazy stitcher.
Nobody's going to take it up to look at the back.
Well, it's fraying here, so just to protect it a little bit,
I suppose.
But yeah, that's it. So again, I can reframe this later on if I want to on something else.
But I like that one. I like it's an easy one.
It's easy, and you can use colorful thumbtacks if you want to decorate. You can use push pins that stick out, and I was thinking you could like weave ribbon in between the push pins or something, or even do like pom-poms or whatever to further decorate. Maybe not this pattern.
A lot of work.
The reason why I chose this finish, the reason why I like this finish, especially for these big patterns that are already pretty busy with all these different sections, is because it shows off just the pattern. The frame, sometimes when you frame something, the frame overwhelms the stitches a little bit, and that might be gorgeous. I mean, I've seen some really cool stuff, like from the Witchy Stitcher, where she has like a teeny tiny little cross stitch, and then she's got a frame that's like this big, and it's like all black, and it's like knobby, and it's gorgeous.
Right.
But you definitely notice the frame. And for these particular patterns, I wanted the stitching to be the feature. So yeah.
Okay.
Those are my finishes.
Yay!
Yay! Okay, so let's see. Do you want to do whips or do you want to do stitchy stuff?
Doesn't matter. I don't have a whole lot, so but I have an excuse, so I'll show you my excuse later.
Okay, well let's do stitchy stuff.
Stitchy stuff.
So these are things that we've purchased or were gifted to us.
Okay, so stitchy stuff. I only have one.
Okay.
Because all the stitchy stuff that I got at StitchCon is in the StitchCon video.
Yep.
So I'm not going to repeat it here.
We did what are we calling that video? StitchCon stitchy stuff?
I don't know, but it's a long video. There was a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. So this actually arrived while I was gone.
So this is outside of StitchCon.
Right. Just this normal stitchy stuff that I would normally have gotten anyway. This is, I have a subscription to the Fabric of the Month Club with Bestitch Me, and this one is Ada, 16 count, and it's 18 by 29. So her fat quarters are a little fatter than most. And this is called Pink Chocolate. And I'm still debating. I can see things that I would put on this. It's probably not my favorite color.
It's a little more pink in real life than it's showing up on the camera.
But I could see where, like especially, I love her fat quarters because, like
they're huge.
There's one picture and there's another picture.
Yeah,
I mean, you could actually easily get 2 pictures out of these. This particular modeled fabric, I mean, when I first opened it up, I was like, oh. And then I was like, okay, no, it's pretty. I do kind of like it. There's blue in there. There's pink in there. I could see stuff that I would put on. It's much more modeled than some of the other ones I've gotten.
Hold on one second.
Okay, so when I first opened it up and I saw it, my first impression was not that favorable, but it's growing on me. And I could definitely see where, because it's a modeled background, it's more modeled than some of the other ones I've gotten. And it's also darker because I had asked for the lighter, medium. So it's, I guess maybe it's a medium. But I will definitely use it, that's for sure.
No, it's nice.
And worst case scenario,
but 16 count. You don't usually get 16 count.
I have been getting 16 count.
Oh, okay.
Because I've got so much 14 count in my stash that I actually started to branch out. And of course, well, with
you
the
fancy now.
I know. But of course, my light magnifier is really good, and progressives, they help. So yeah, I actually bought some 30 something count linen. before. So
Okay.
we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
We'll get there.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
will
So
get
that's
there.
your stitchy stuff.
That's it.
So I have a few stitchy stuff things outside of StitchCon. So the first was that I bought a shit ton of glitter paper that I was going to make into floss drops. And I succeeded in making, I think, 15 sets out of 300.
Yeah, she fell a little short of her goal.
I did, but I wanted to show you because I'm going to make them next time.
I'll help.
And I'm thinking I might give some away. So
And these are really pretty. I mean, look at the glitter.
It's very glittery. So I tried it out. So the glitter on these, it does come off a little bit. However, it doesn't snag on your fabric like I thought it would catch. I mean, fabric.
Does it come off on your floss?
Thread. Sometimes a piece of glitter will come off, but it doesn't snag the thread. Like it doesn't tear at the thread, so you can't use it. It's glitter though, guys. It's pretty. I like the shiny. I like the shiny. So that's one thing. Let's see. Oh, another thing which I can't show you because I'm recording on my tablet, but I downloaded a new program. I had been using Knit Companion, which is phenomenal, especially if you cross stitch, knit, and crochet, or any two of those three things. If you only cross stitch, I feel like it's not designed for that. I love it for cross stitch.
I do use it for cross stitch
I
all
found
the time.
a pattern that I like better. It's called
Program.
a pattern, yeah, an
Program.
app.
That's
an
okay.
app. I found an app that I like better. Thank you. It's called Markup RX. It's relatively new. The developers are still taking feedback from stitchers, so you can find a Facebook group and you can ask them for features. They have a Trello board where they have features outlined that people have asked for, and then they've listed in order of priority what they're going to do. So I haven't shown you Markup RX yet, and I'm not going to now because they still don't have the feature where you can combine different pages from a single PDF into one chart, right?
Which Knit Companion does.
Knit Companion does.
Right.
And I'm stitching the Long Dog Pandemic Sampler I'm using Knit Companion for that because I have all 20 pages combined into a single chart, and it makes it ridiculously easy to stitch. I mean, it just helps tremendously.
And it helps you to find your spot where you left off. There's
Markup
a vertical.
RX does all of that too. The only thing it doesn't do that Knit Companion does is combine pages, and they promised on the next release they will combine pages.
So let me ask you a question. If I do, like, say I'm doing your stitch along, right, and I'm downloading different parts every week, on Knit Companion I can add the pages that I want from each part to the original project, so that eventually when I have all 9 parts, they're all in one pattern. Does Markup RX do the same thing?
Not right now, but the next release it will. It'll come with the page combination.
Okay, so that's 2 things that it's going to have.
Oh, it's going to have it's a lot more things.
Okay.
But the only thing I'm waiting for is combining pages, and then I will probably use it exclusively because I don't knit and I don't crochet, and there are features on Knit Companion that kind of get in the way because I don't use them. So
whereas I knit and crochet.
Yep.
And so I have a lot of patterns.
So Knit Companion and Pattern Keeper is still not available for the iOS.
Yeah.
So
and apparently Pattern Keeper it doesn't take any PDF. It has to be a Pattern Keeper.
It has to be a Pattern Keeper type PDF.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the word is. Pattern Keeper.
Like a certain format. Yeah.
Yeah. Compatible.
Compatible.
Yeah. And so you have to actually do that separately in your design software.
Yes, the designers have to put out a Pattern Keeper version of their pattern,
right?
Which I'm doing.
Yeah,
sort of.
It's a bit of a
future patterns.
It's a pain in the butt.
Well, it's just one more thing, and
right.
and it's unnecessary. I mean, you should be able to just use a PDF reader.
Exactly.
So. One thing that Markup RX does that Pattern Keeper does not do is that you can create a chart from a picture. You can just take a picture with your phone, load it into Markup RX, and then outline what the chart is, and then stitch off of that. Whereas Knit Companion only takes PDFs. Although you found a way.
I did. Very Pink Knits has an entire tutorial series of videos. I think there's like
on YouTube. Very Pink
6 or
Knits
7
on YouTube.
Yeah, and it's all one word. Very Pink Knits.
Right.
And so she does a whole tutorial thing, and I watched all the tutorials. And in the FAQs for Apple, which was the last one that I watched, she showed how you can use Notes, the Notes app, to actually take a picture and then share it into Knit Companion, and it worked. So it actually kind of
so
like
it's a little bit of a
scanner.
workaround, but it works.
Yeah.
Yep.
So before you go any further.
Sure.
No, I mean I didn't want to cut you off.
No,
You were saying
I'm done with
something else?
Markup RX.
Okay.
I'll share more when the next release comes out. Then I wanna share it because it's really cool, and it's specifically for cross stitch. There's a lot of cool stuff about keeping track of like how many stitches you do for you and how long you've worked on it and stuff like that Knit Companion doesn't have.
No, and I really don't keep track of how many stitches
Well,
I
I don't either, but if it automatically does it for me, it's good information to have.
How does it know unless you mark them?
Well, yeah, you just mark, but it's
Can't be
easier to
bothered.
mark than Knit Companion.
Can't be bothered, but I did want to do one thing.
Oh.
I wanted to show
Hey, we
my
have an
shirt.
FFO.
Well, it's an FFO from like, I don't know, 20 years ago.
Whatever.
This is old.
From 1980 what?
This is, 1980. This is my dragon in a cave, and I stitched all this black because I was dumb. But I kind of wanted to show the people that were wondering, because some people were wondering, one of the things I brought to StitchCon was one of my shirts that I stitched.
Oh, yeah.
And somebody was wondering how well does the stitching stay on? Well, I've been wearing this shirt off and on when it fits, when I fit into it, for years and years and years. And it's one of my favorite shirts. And you can probably see this was very black when I started stitching on it. And now it is fading to like a darker gray.
But
the
floss
stitching
is still black.
is still perfect. Yep. Absolutely perfect. This is DMC floss. It is color fast. It is absolutely perfect. And can I do that? And no, see, if you look, that's the back. So I didn't do anything special. Just waist canvas, 14 count waist canvas on the shirt. And this is how, and it wears well. This is how it comes out, and it wears really well over the years. So, I mean, the collar is going to go. I have other shirts that have holes in them, but the stitching is perfect. Yeah. Right. So my goal is when I'm done, if I outgrow my shirts, which I seem to have done on some of them, you can then cut it out and make a quilt with all of your stitching.
Oh.
Or put it on a tote bag.
Oh.
Or whatever, because the stitching stays.
Yeah.
The stitching lasts a long time.
I mean, you can use fusible interfacing. You can stitch through it, and then every time you iron it or you put it through the dryer, it'll fuse to the stitches, but you don't really need it.
No, because the floss does that itself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I just wanted to
show
show
that.
that.
So it shrinks a little bit when it gets hot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
But I've been wearing my shirt, so.
I forgot what I was. Oh yeah. So that was new stitchy stuff. So that was Markup RX. Let's see, what else did I have? Oh, okay. I have two more things. So stitching in the living room. There is not the greatest lighting, and I've been stitching 1/1 on 25 count because I'm a glutton for punishment. So I got new readers. I got these are 2X. I just went to the pharmacy and
2X, huh?
Yep, these are 2X. And they're fine. I can use them with or without my glasses. So I like this pretty bag, and the glasses, the frame design matches the bag. It's hard to see. It's darker.
They're like purple,
but
they're pretty.
They're pink, but yeah. So I got readers to help me if the lighting isn't great in the living room, which sometimes it's not. And I have that headlamp that my husband got me from Home Depot, which works amazing. But sometimes I have a headache and I don't want something on my head. So,
cool.
Although I probably shouldn't be stitching 25 count 1/1 when I have a headache. So.
And you shouldn't be stitching 25 count in low light.
Low light. It's
Bad
not low
for your
light
eyes.
actually. It's pretty good light. It's just not as
Not
bright
bright
as I
enough.
like it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last thing that I got is they came in this tin.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, wait. No, show the tin.
Oh, all
Look
right.
at that. Look at that. Little boy and a girl. And then there's like kids on the side. And what
Little
is
ducklings.
Little ducklings. Oh my God, chickies. That's adorable.
Well, I didn't
Good
get it for the
Lord.
tin
I know, but it's just one of those
because
things.
it's not really my style. But in the tin, 100 Wonder Clips. I just ordered these on Amazon. I'll put the link down below. It'll be an affiliate link, which means I get a small commission if you order it, but it's no extra charge to you.
These are great.
This is what they call Wonder Clips on Fat Quarter Shop, and I've been using these to hold my extra fabric instead of the let's see, the thread
grabbers,
the spool holders. I was using these, but they weren't as tight.
Okay.
So they would work, but after a while they would sort of work themselves free, and I'd have to redo them. And then they stretch out a little bit over time.
Okay.
Yeah, they're probably okay for hugging your spool, but which is what they were designed for. But I was using them to gather up my fabric, and they were okay. They worked satisfactorily. But when I saw these, I was watching Fat Quarter Shop. I don't know why I've been watching her stuff. I won't stitch anything she stitches, but I do like watching it. She had these tiny Wonder Clips, which are working to hold my fabric.
But they come in other sizes too. Because I got the long ones.
Well, you have those here, don't you? Are they right there?
They're
or
put
you
away.
moved them? Oh,
They're put away.
okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get the long ones next because these I think are a little small. But they came like $100 for like $15 or something, and they came in this.
And she shared.
in this tin. Yeah.
So now I have some too.
What am I gonna do with 100 of them? Lose them. I'm gonna lose them. That's what I'm gonna do. And that's all my new stitchy stuff.
Cool.
That's not StitchCon.
Right.
Right.
So are we on to whips?
We're on to whips.
We're on to whips. Okay. So I will start with the Pro Choice Sal.
What's your Pro Choice?
Your Pro Choice Sal.
Well, you're stitching it.
So basically, when I left for StitchCon, I had everything done up to this border here. So I had this part done, this part done, this part done here. So at StitchCon, I managed to do the border and only had to frog it twice. And I did the fist. So clearly, I have a lot more to go. But
That's progress.
There's not a lot of stitching. Well, I shouldn't say there's not a lot of
StitchCon?
stitching. There is a lot of stitching that goes on, but there's also a lot of frogging because apparently I cannot talk and count at the same time.
It's a struggle.
But I only worked on it a little bit, but I will show you what I did work on. So my other whip, and we talked about this one, this was just a plan in the last Flosstube. So clearly,
it's been a while.
Clearly I've been working on this one, okay? This is the Cleopatra's Ouija board by Screaming Heart Design. And I don't even need to show you the picture because it's pretty evident. There's going to be alphabet here, and the rest of the alphabet comes down here. And then it says goodbye in between the two kitties. I couldn't finish this kitty because I ran out of that color. I have clearly, it requires a trip to the store.
Craft store.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah, it looks black on the picture, but this is
it's
actually
not.
a
It's
really
a very
dark blue. What is that,
deep
311?
blue. No, I think it's 796 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
It's a very deep blue, and then they've got that very cool scarab. Now, the last one, I was trying to decide whether or not to do it on the Peanut, and this is Peanut by Bestitch Me. I love it.
What count is this?
This
it
is, you had to ask.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, this is 16. This is 16 count.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, because this is the fabric of the month club from last month.
Okay.
And I wasn't sure, am I going to do it on the Peanut? Because the original.
Good.
Here, I'll show you the original. This is the one, well, the original. Theirs. Whoops, is it going? Yeah. So theirs is on gray. This is Cleopatra's Ouija board. And theirs is done on gray. And, you know, it's funny because after we did the last Flosstube, I read the instructions, which I never do, but I read the instructions, and the instructions said, they suggest that you do it on gray because otherwise the gold won't pop. But this is kind of, as Sarah put it, this is a sand color. So it really looks Egyptian to me. I didn't want to do it on the gray.
Yeah.
And the gold,
Like a parchment.
it
or
does
like
pop. I think it pops.
Yeah.
I think the yellow really pops
You
on
can see
this.
the yellow.
And the white does too. So I'm loving it.
Yeah, the white looks good.
I am absolutely loving it. Now, the only thing I don't love is that, I deliberately did not wash this before now.
Oh, yes.
I just want to show you guys because I believe in, you know,
Keeping
it's
it
me.
real.
Here it is, it's me. I don't know if you can see this, but right there is a spaghetti stain next to where the hoop was. Because somehow I had this on the table in front of me and I was eating dinner in the recliner behind the table, and somehow some of the spaghetti ended up on my work.
We're blaming pets.
We're blaming Tweezer,
Yeah.
my stitching buddy. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Riken probably gave him a piece of spaghetti, and I'm sure Tweezer did it. But and you may not be able to see it on camera, but it's pretty evident there's a spaghetti stain there.
Yeah.
So
It's
I
obvious.
will be washing this, but I just wanted to show it to you. So if you stain stuff while you're stitching it, you're not the only
It happens.
You're not alone, okay? We all do it. I'm not proud of it, but I just wanted
We
to be
say we
real.
should put our stitching away when we're eating, but do we? Not always.
No, sometimes
Not away enough.
not far enough away,
Not far enough
apparently.
away.
Now, I do wash my hands
Yeah, I do.
a lot. Like
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
So I try to keep the hand grease down to a minimum
Yeah.
on my projects. But spaghetti, what are you going to do?
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
All right.
Yeah. Those are my only 2 whips, but I want to show you why those are only my 2 whips.
Tell us, Bridget, why are those your only 2 whips?
Because I've been doing other projects.
She's been cheating on cross
I've been
stitch.
cheating on cross stitch, yes. So I can't say who I'm making this for
Okay.
because I don't want to spoil the surprise.
Okay.
But I've been working on
So these granny squares? Is that
well,
what
they're not. It's not a typical granny square design. It's a shell square design.
Oh,
So
I see.
you have the bones here, and then you make the shell in those bones. And I'm outlining it in white because they're all going to be sewn together in white. But I just kind of wanted to show
Oh, yeah,
you
good point.
each row is a different color, so there's a lot of variation in it. And I get to use up like all my little stash
pretty.
colors and some more stash colors.
Yeah.
So it's going to be gorgeous. And this is not, these are not all of the ones. Obviously, this isn't.
So are you destashing?
I have
using this as like a
tons
destash
of
project?
yes. I have tons of yarn. I did have to buy 8 skeins of the white
Okay.
to finish it off and then sew it together, and then I'm going to do a shell border around the whole thing. It should be queen size, and I can't remember. I did the math, and I don't remember if it needs to be 121 or 144. It depends on whether it's 11 by 11 or 12 by 12 or 11 by 12. I did arrive at a number. I now presently have 116 of these made.
Oh, wow.
So that's what I was doing this past month instead
wow,
of cross
that's a lot.
stitching. Well, 116, right? But I still have. If it's 121, then that's great. I only have 5 more to do. But if it's 144, well, then it's going to be another week.
Oh,
before I can
and
put
your
them
and your
together.
stitch con's small. So I was stitching on mine too.
No, I had finished that.
Oh, you had.
I finished that like
I
6
hadn't
months ago.
finished mine, so I
No.
was stitching on that.
Then the other thing I've been working on.
Well, they look like booties.
These are adult slippers.
Oh.
So you put your foot in there. You know, these are a little big, and I could do this pattern in my sleep. I've been making these. This particular pattern is one I got when I was like 8 or 9 when I was learning how to knit, and it's a very popular, typical pattern. You can find it on Ravelry all over the place. It's a free pattern. But the reason I've been making the slippers is because my sister turned me on to that hospice in our area accepts donations of Afghans and slippers and things like that because the elderly people that they're taking care of, their feet get cold and they can't wear socks because it cuts off the circulation.
Oh, right.
So they love these little slippers
Because they're loose.
because they're loose, they don't cut off the circulation, they keep their toes warm, they're easy to get on and off, and you can wear a compression sock under them.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, they're pretty fast workup. I can make a pair of those in probably 3 hours, maybe.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's what I've been doing.
All right.
You know,
Very
so
lovely.
yeah. I mean, you know, like I said, I do more than just cross stitch.
I started a crochet project. I haven't finished it. It's a little itty bitty one. The one that I started at Christmas.
Origami animal. Is that how you say it?
Amigurumi?
Yeah, that was.
It's a penguin. It's a wooble. I haven't finished it. I've been working on it.
That's
honestly.
okay. You had a lot to do.
I did.
You had the stitch along to work on, and you had all these other styles. And let's see
Yeah.
your whips.
My whips. Okay, so this is sort of a finish, sort of a whip. So, this is Dragonfly Fairy by Jeanette Cruz Designs. This is one of 3 fairies. I did Butterfly Fairy. I did Dewdrop Fairy.
Mm-hmm.
That one's done, and then I still have to do Spiderweb Fairy after this one. So I finished the middle part, But at StitchCon, I got to ring the bell because I finished one of the side panels. So now I just have the other side panel to do. I don't know why. I procrastinated for a long time. I only had to do this gold outline, but I didn't want to do it. But it's metallic, which is a pain in the ass. But I went ahead and changed. So instead of using DMC Light Effects, which is what this called for, because this is from 1996, I think. I don't know. I used the Diamond, the DMC Diamond, and you can't even tell that it's different. Because half of it's Diamond and half of it's Light Effects, and you can't tell. So that made it a little bit easier.
And it is 1996. I just checked that.
Is it? Yeah. So this is 14 count ivory fabric. It's just probably Charles Crafts, which is the DMC version. And I stitched it in the called for colors, except the metallic is the Diamond. So yeah. So I finished that, and I got to ring the bell at StitchCon, the finish bell.
Yay!
And then I probably put, I don't know, 30 stitches into this, but it counts. It counts.
You're gonna count it.
So I was. This is called Here Right Matters. This is one of my patterns. This is from the Political Therapy collection, and it refers to the testimony from Colonel Vidman during the first Donald Trump impeachment trial.
Yeah, did you ever think you'd say that?
Yeah, wow, no. So I only have right and matters. So I finished the G and I filled in the H. So that's what I did at StitchCon. And then I was like, I want to stitch something else.
Mm-hmm.
So instead I started stitching on this. Now this is Mill Hill, and this is called Enchanted Pumpkin.
And it comes with the beads.
It comes with the beads. It's a kit. It came with perforated paper, and it came with the flosses and the beads. I am not using the perforated paper. Instead, I forgot. I bought this orange fabric. This is from Steel City Stitchers. And I'm trying to remember which way's up. I probably should have marked
I don't think it matters.
Oh, my needle's still on here too. That's not good.
At this point, does it matter which way is up? Because
that's
how much you got done.
That's how much I got done at StitchCon.
Here,
before I put it away.
But the orange is amazing.
Isn't this orange amazing?
Vibrant. Love it. Love it.
I didn't. The fabric didn't have a name. It was just by Steel City Stitchers.
Yeah. Does it need a name? It's
and this
orange.
is 18 count linen. So
don't lose your needle, honey.
I decided not to stitch it on the perforated paper because it's full coverage and I'm lazy. So I bought this fabulous bright orange fabric, which is the brightest orange I've ever seen, and I said the black will look fabulous on that, and it does so far. Now I am stitching this the wrong way on purpose because I'm a glutton for punishment. You're supposed to stitch all the cross stitch and then do the beads after. I am doing the beads as I cross stitch, also because I'm lazy. The reason why you're supposed to do it that way is because as you stitch the cross stitch, it will get caught on the beads. So I probably should have started in the left corner.
Oh.
I worked my way to the right because I'm right-handed. I didn't. I started in the middle because, I don't know, I didn't think it through. So we'll see how it goes.
Are the threads catching on the beads when you stitch it?
No, but they will before
really?
I'm done.
Oh,
they will.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to have that issue.
Well, you know what?
I might have to just use a laying tool in the future.
My threads actually catch on these sometimes, too.
Mine don't. I'm good. So that's a start. I started that. And let's see. I think I only have the one more whip.
Yeah, this one. The biggie.
Yep, so I was stitching on this. So I started this also. So last time in the last Flosstube, I hadn't even started this, but I started the Pandemic sampler by Long Dog. So this is what I've done so far. So I started in the middle, because that's what I do, and the middle of the pattern is over here. So I decided to finish this motif, which I am in love with this. I'm loving how it's coming out. I'm loving the colors that Mom helped me pick out. Now, I had picked a brighter blue for down here. I think it was $7.93 and 80 something, and they were like true blues, like
too bright,
blue, and it was too blue. It didn't look right with the faded pinks and the sage green and the gray browns. So this is teal. This is 3808, and then I forget. I think this is 3810 or something.
Who cares?
So that's what I'm doing with the outline. So I'm stitching. This is 25 count
And she's
Zweigart
stitching
Lugana, and I'm stitching
1 over 1.
And this is also ivory. So.
But it looks gorgeous.
I'm loving it. I think it's coming out really
1
pretty.
over 1. How big is that going to be anyway?
I don't remember.
It's 20 pages.
Long
This
ago.
pattern is 20 pages.
Let me see. Let me bring it up. I have it here.
Like, wow. Even when you bring it up, it's going to take a while to load because it's 20 pages.
It's really huge.
But I'm just curious, like if you're doing it on 25 1 over 1, how big is that going to end up?
So this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can even see. You can't see that. It's just huge.
It is. It's a very, and a lot of people are doing this pattern.
Yeah. Well, so what we're doing is we're not just stitching the pattern as is. There's a whole Facebook group, and we're adding modifications because, so Long Dog got lucky. I don't know if that's not the right term.
Well,
but it was serendipitous that they created a pattern called Pandemic, and then 2 months later there's a global pandemic. So a lot of us are taking this pattern and we're adding modifications for things that happened in 2020, because 2020 was quite the year, that are meaningful to us.
Right.
So a lot of people are stitching it that way.
Right.
Let's see. It is.
That's why I was just curious.
So it doesn't say on 18 count. It's 20 by 24.
Okay. So on 25 count 1 over 1, it's probably going to be like 22.
Well, let's see. On 14 count, it's 26 over 30. So I'm thinking it'll be 22. No, it'll be smaller.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it'll be like 15 by 17 maybe.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
It'll be frameable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, this one is going to take me years. I might have it professionally framed.
I can imagine.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it for me for whips.
So, do you have plans?
Plans.
Are we talking about plans?
Well, I am really enjoying stitching the stitching pandemic, so I think I will continue with that. The pumpkin, I think I'm going to put away for a while and stitch closer to Halloween, because I like stitching Halloween-y stuff, and I still have elegant pumpkins to stitch on. Mm-hmm. More of the pandemic sampler. I'm going to work on Halloween stuff.
My plan is I'm going to work on Mother Moon this month. I want to finish
that's right.
Moon.
I wanted to start the video game sampler by Screaming Heart Designs.
Right. That was one of the ones that I finished.
That was supposed to start that in May for Stitch Mania, and I didn't.
So I still have Mother Moon to finish. I have Father Son to start, because I
already
bought all the beads. I bought all the threads.
Yeah.
I even have the fabric.
Yeah.
So it's got to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. But I want to finish Mother Moon first, because they're kind of like, they're a pair.
Okay.
But then, we were at StitchCon.
Bridget saw a thing, and she got an idea.
I got so excited. In fact, I'm still really excited about it. And I went ahead and pulled the trigger, and I bought 11 patterns.
You did?
Yesterday. I did.
Wow.
I did. I had put them on my wish list, and I thought, oh, well, maybe I'll just ask the kids and my husband to buy them for me. And no.
Okay, then.
But I don't have the fabric yet.
I mean, you have a birthday and Christmas.
Yeah, but I don't have the fabric yet. Okay. So anyway, I'm just going to show you like one of them. What happened was I discovered a designer, and I really liked a lot of her stuff.
You've heard of this designer. Some of you
Okay. So I in the annex at StitchCon, there was all these what you call trunk shows. So they had all these designers and everything on this table, and I was like, oh my God, look at the Santas. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. And she had so many cute things. So the designer is Sue Hillis Designs, and she has apparently she has an annual Santa. So here's the pajama Santa, and I'll just show him as an example.
You may not know this, especially if you're new. Bridget is obsessed with cross-stitch Santas.
I like Santas.
She just likes Santa Claus, which is weird because we're not Christian. Well, Santa probably isn't Christian either.
No, I think Santa.
But your obsession with Christmas is a little...
No, it's Santa.
Okay, just Santa.
It's just Santa. I love what he represents. I guess...
The spirit of giving.
Yeah, don't get me verklempt.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
So that's the pajama Santa. So there's apparently like I don't know, 15 Santas or something. It was something
15, holy crap.
Yeah, it was something
Wow.
that she came out with an annual Santa. So the first one was the gingerbread Santa, and then the second one was Santa with Friends, and it has like birdhouse and birds and
cute.
animals. And the patterns come with a little charm, because there's a little charm that goes on each one. So, and they're all kind of the same thing. So they all like have the same border, right, that goes around. They are all the same width and the same length. So they're 96 stitches wide, they're 122 stitches vertically. Each one of them has a different design in the corners to represent the different Santas. So 2 of them I found on eBay because they're out of print. But they were in the picture that we took at StitchCon on the annex. So I don't know if they had the patterns there or they didn't have the patterns there, because
I don't know.
I was debating.
They
I
had
was
the
looking at
models
them.
in the annex at StitchCon.
Yeah, but I didn't find a lot of, they had the model there, but I didn't see the pattern that went with the model.
They might have been sold.
They might have been sold out.
Yeah.
But the first 2 are apparently out of print, but I knew they existed because we had the picture of the models.
Yes.
So I went looking, and I found 2 of them on eBay, and then I found the other ones on 123stitch.com.
And bought 11 of them.
Well, they're on sale.
Oh, okay.
So that's not so bad. And so what I did was I have a very large dining room table that seats 8. And so when I buy a tablecloth for this table, it's 108 inches long is the tablecloth I have to get oblong for this dining room table.
Okay.
And I'm in the habit of decorating the table during the holidays. You know, like I have cornucopia.
And you leave it decorated for like 2
I leave it
months or
decorated
whatever,
for like the whole month because we don't use the dining room table unless we have
Who
family
uses
coming
their
over.
dining room table?
Any horizontal surface becomes piled up. That's the rule. So we usually eat in the recliner in front of the TV. We eat at the kitchen. Sometimes we'll eat at one end of the table or the other. It seats 8. There's 2 of us.
Right.
Right. So we don't usually use it. But I do decorate it. And sometimes I will stage it, you know, with really pretty decorations and stuff. And what I thought I would do is I thought I would take these Santas and put them all in a row side by side and make a huge Santa table runner out of the Santas that I liked.
Yeah.
Out of the annual Santas. So that's what I did. So she has other Santas also that are in this same collection that were kind of meh.
Okay.
I was like, okay, that one, you know,
Not
for whatever reason,
you.
I didn't like it. It didn't really go with the others. So I picked the 11s that I liked best.
Okay.
Because I figured that's going to give me end to end, because it's 92 inches. That'll be 87 inches. And I had you double check the math. So I really know it.
I mean,
We're going to cross our fingers that we did this right.
we'll be checking again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before
I
we
haven't
put in the first stitch.
Well, I'm waiting till I get the patterns.
Yeah.
But I figure you got to have 96 stitches. You need, and that's on 14 count. These are done on 14 count, so that's good. I'll be able to see it. And then you want an inch between each pattern, right? So that they're not on top of each other.
Right.
And then
Only an inch? I don't know. You might want to line them up and see if you like that. You might even want them farther apart than an inch.
well, I can't have them farther apart, or I won't fit all 11 on there.
Oh, well then have 10.
And then what am I doing with number 11? No, it's not happening. We're going to do it. Well, they're all going to go on.
Okay.
And then maybe I'll be able to bring the table runner to a point at each end, maybe put a little mistletoe thingy. I've got lots of little designs.
Or you could use one of the corner designs in one of the patterns.
That's a thought too, yeah, whichever ones are my favorites. And then maybe put a tassel on it or something, but it's going to be really super pretty. And then it will finish itself, because all I'll have to do is seam it at that point.
Yeah.
You know, I might want to cover the back with.
I was going to say, I think you're going to want to put a layer on the
I might
back.
want to cover the back and completely finish front and back, so that
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, I think so. So I think it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And even my husband's kind of excited about it. I got him in on it because he helped me pick out some of the Santas, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, but now I got to figure out where I'm going to find. You suggested linen rather than Aida cloth.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to buy, I guess, long enough linen to make it. I don't want to do a whole tablecloth.
Okay.
That takes too long.
But you could get tablecloth and then stitch on it and then trim it down to a table runner. Then you know. Too much
Yeah.
fabric.
Too much fabric.
Yeah.
Too much fabric.
Okay.
I
And
think
then
I'd
you
rather
could
just buy it.
you could take the leftover fabric linen from the linen tablecloth, and you could stitch a little design in the corner and make matching napkins.
Well, you don't want much, do you?
Maybe I'll do it. Give it to me. I'll stitch
Maybe
the
you
napkins.
will. Maybe you'll stitch the napkins.
And each one could be like a different corner design from the pattern, and it would go with like a different Santa. Or
So you would just do the outline with the corners?
No, just the
pattern
corner
in the corner?
motif.
Yeah.
On like one corner of the napkin, and then when you put it in a little napkin holder and it's all folded up, like that corner shows on the top. I don't know.
It's
it
a
would
thought.
be cute. It would match too.
It's a thought. We'll see. In among all the other products.
But I just
that
mean
she
like
has.
if you, that would be a
Be
good
cute.
use of the extra
extra
linen.
fabric.
Should you use a full size tablecloth linen?
I don't know if I would buy a linen tablecloth. They're really, really pricey. I think I might be better off going to a fabric store,
Just buying raw
finding a linen that I can actually stitch on. Because you have to, when you're doing it that way and it's not fabric made for stitching, you really do need to look and count your threads one way and your threads the other way,
because they are not even weave.
and that's how you're going to have to stitch it.
Most
so you've gotta make
linens are
sure.
not even weave. Well, the fibers are different sizes to begin with.
Right, and I ran into that when I was stitching the kitchen towels.
Yeah.
So
It was actually like 2 over. It was
4 by 6.
Yeah, it was 2 over 4 and 2 over 6, like 2 over 4 horizontally and 2 over 6 vertically.
Right, because the warp and weft
wasn't
threads
square.
were different. So you
wasn't
couldn't do
evenly.
4 by 4 because they didn't come out square.
Right.
You would have had a
Right.
rectangle.
So you'll have to.
I'll have
really
to
pay
figure it
attention to
out.
that,
So this
yeah.
is really going to be a project.
Years long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably, yeah. I won't show it every Flosstube because y'all are going to be sick to death of seeing
Well, I
it.
mean, if you stitch on it, I want to see the updates.
Well, I'm just excited about, you know.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to get the patterns and we'll see. I mean,
Yeah. Now you said there were charms. Are there beads or just charms?
they are little charms. There's no
Okay.
beads. It's just a little charm. And at first I was thinking, oh, I'm not going to put the charms on there, right? I
Yeah.
want it to be flat. But then I was thinking, nope, you know what? If I put the charms on there, then it will guarantee that nobody will put dishes on it.
You have to take it off the table.
You have
first.
to take it off the table before you actually eat on
And then
the
it's
table.
less likely to get things on it like spaghetti sauce.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking. Put the charms on it so that you know this is not for putting on
Spaghetti sauce.
under
Oh, yes.
food,
Okay.
right? No food. No
Right.
food around the table runner.
Right.
And then, you know, after I got through that, I thought, oh, well, you know, she's got other Santas. I have a small coffee table, and I usually have a table runner on the small coffee table, too.
Oh, so you're already thinking of a second one.
If
Jeepers crow, are you even going to want to do that? When you're
don't
done with this,
know.
you're going to be like, I'm never stitching another Santa Claus again.
I don't think, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because I stitched that big Santa sampler
Yeah.
that if you guys watched, you know, several Flosstubes ago,
Yeah.
like many months ago, I stitched the Santa sampler, and I really loved doing that one
Yeah.
because I did each little motif and finished it with the back stitching and everything, and then went on to the
Okay.
next one.
All right.
So yeah, no,
Fair enough.
just
Go beans.
yeah,
Let's
I
do it.
know. So I wanted to share that with you because that's my that's what I'm getting excited about stitching.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
so-
That'll be fun to, keep track of that project.
And of course, I'm going to have to drag you to the fabric store with me.
Oh, no. Trip to the fabric store.
We have to go.
Hold me
together.
back.
You have to do the math. I'm holding you responsible if I run out of fabric.
Listen, Mother. We are doing the math before we leave the house. There's no math happening at the fabric store. You do that.
That's okay.
You do that ahead of time.
That's okay. But
All
that's why I'm waiting for the patterns.
Okay.
Because they all say that they're 96 by 122, but I want to double check. Because I don't want to get 5 Santas in and then find one that's 5 stitches longer than the other ones.
Oh.
But I think that I think Sue did a good job.
Yeah, they look like,
They're
because
all
they
the
all
same.
have the same, they have the similar border.
It's a template.
It's just different motifs in the corners.
Yes. Yeah. And I think they're just, as a set, I think they're going to be outstanding.
I think it's going to be gorgeous. I can't wait to see. So, next Flosstube, you get to see all the patterns she'll show you after they arrive. That'll be
After
fun.
they arrive, there'll be new stitchy stuff. And hopefully, maybe we can go to the store and find the fabric.
Okay.
And maybe even start on it.
Ooh.
Ooh, I'm going to need help with this.
On that note,
Where will I start? At one end, in the middle, I'm going to line the Santas up and see which ones should go together and which ones should be. And then I was thinking, do I want them all facing in the same direction, or do I want one up and one down so that if you're sitting on the other side of the table? I don't know. There's decisions.
Burning questions.
There's decisions I have to make.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
All right.
You know, and if any of you have done something like this,
Please.
and you have some wisdom and tips,
Import that in the
please.
comments below.
Yeah.
Send us an email. Find us on Facebook.
Because
in the
I have
Facebook
not
group.
attempted anything
Please.
of this magnitude
Yeah.
before.
It'll be fun.
I have stitched
And
tablecloths.
we don't want to get halfway through and fuck it up.
That's the story of my life. It's karma. But I have stitched tablecloths, but they were always the stamped cross stitch.
Oh yeah.
And it was usually a kit that somebody bought and decided not to do and handed it to me, and like an idiot, I went ahead and did it. But I've gotten, I've gotten a lot of those back. Yeah. So I know what I'm getting into, kind of.
Right.
Sort of.
Fingers crossed.
So, is that all you wanted to talk about?
Yep, that's all we have to share for today.
All right.
Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, stitch on.